Hi guys, so today, well this evening, it's like, what time? 8:30, I've just got home from work. I wanted to talk to you about being an English teacher in China because as some of you might know, I've moved to China, and the reason I've moved to China is to become an English teacher. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of sit down for a few minutes. Hopefully I won't make the video too long, but I just want to kind of talk about my experience so far of being an English teacher in China. So how I became an English teacher. So basically I did the TEFL course, Teaching as a Foreign Language. It's a course that basically trains you up online to be a teacher. It goes through how to do lesson plans, it goes through types of students, how to teach them reading, writing, speaking, listening. It's a really good course, and I did that for 6 months online. It was like £300 at the time to do my TEFL course, so I did that, and then when I finished the TEFL course I started to look for jobs online. TEFL, on their website, they actually have a job section, so I just thought, oh, teaching jobs in China, so I obviously clicked on it and emailed the agency, written my CV, and they got back to me so quickly, and yeah, I got offered a job. So here I am now, like 3 months later, in China. So yeah, the hours. The hours obviously depends on where you work and where you teach. Everywhere's going to be different, but my hours are 40 hours a week at least. It's usually 40 hours, sometimes a little bit more, maybe 41 or 42, 43, but usually 40 hours a week. And currently I'm working Wednesday to Friday, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m, and then Saturday and Sunday 8:30 till about 7 p.m, so it's around about 40 hours each week, but each week can vary depending on what lessons I have. So yeah, it depends on obviously your contract. If you want to do less hours a week, then obviously I'm sure you can find somewhere to do that, and I think it's rare to get more than 40 hours a week, because that's just too much. Like, who would want to do more than 40 hours a week? I get 2 days off. My days off are Monday and Tuesday, so yeah, I'm quite lucky to have 2 days off, especially since the rest of the teachers in my school only get 1 day off each, which is kind of unfair, I think. Like, I'd be so raging if I only got 1 day off, but yeah, that's just how things are. I think people in China have much more of a work ethic than westernized people. Like, my colleagues stay at work for so long sometimes to finish their lesson plans. Like, I've known my housemates to stay at work until like 10 p.m. at night, and I'm just like, whoa, I'd be so tired. Like, I'm always tired when I come home from work. Such an exhausting day. I think it's because I'm not used to such long days and such intense work as well. Like, my body's still getting used to it. So yeah, the pay, again, obviously the pay will vary. So my pay, I'm getting 10,000 RMB a month. Yeah, I'm basically telling you how much I'm earning. Like, some people might think that's weird. Some people are really like iffy and really secretive about what they earn, but I don't really care. Like, I'll tell you that I'm getting 10,000 RMB a month, which is £1,000 a month. I don't know how much it is in dollars, so you can work it out. But yeah, so it's quite it's a good wage. Like, it's enough for me. So I get 10,000 RMB a month, plus my accommodation is free of charge. So basically the £10,000 is really good for me for saving. All I have to spend on is like any travelling that I want to do, buying some things like clothes and food. Oh, and I have to pay for Wi-Fi as well, but it's actually only 20 RMB each, because I actually share a house with other English teachers at my training centre, and believe it or not, there is 8 of us in this apartment. 8, and I feel kind of bad because I'm the only one with my own room because I'm the English teacher, but yeah, that's how it is. So, types of workplace. I work in an English training centre, so it's not a school. You can work in schools as well, but I work in an English training centre. It's really common over here. Basically, it's like additional English classes for kids. It's not school. Kids come after school, or the younger kids who don't go to school, they come during the day. So hence it being a training school, and in addition to school, our busiest days are on weekends. Today is Saturday, and I had classes like literally all day. I didn't really have any time to get any like extra additional work done, and tomorrow, Sunday, I'll be so busy. They're my 2 busiest days. So the workload again will vary from place to place. Luckily I don't have to do a hell of a lot of lesson planning, or I haven't had to so far. I've only been there for a month. But I have spoken to other foreign teachers who say that they have to do all their lesson plans completely themselves, which I don't mind. I wouldn't mind doing, because I know how to do lesson plans. I've known how to do lesson plans from coursework at school and from university, and obviously from TEFL I can do lesson plans. So far I've only had to do like one lesson plan by myself. There's only one class that I have every Friday, which is a speaking class for 12-year-olds, and I have to make my own lesson plans for that. But everything else, the Chinese teachers really prepare it for me. They just tell me, okay, you have my class tomorrow, this is what you're going to teach, and it's really easy, really handy. So yeah, but it depends on what school you go to. Maybe if you go to a different school they might ask you to do all your lesson plans yourself, so obviously a lot of more office hours and maybe like work at home will be needed. So yeah. So now my experience so far. My experience so far with teaching is like, the first week I got there it was kind of like a smack in the face, because, well, not like in a bad way. I don't want to sound like, oh my god I was so shocked, I didn't know what to expect, because I've had a tiny bit of teaching experience before, but I'd never taught a whole class by myself. So the first week the other teachers were kind of helping me, always sitting on my classes. So yeah. So that happened for the first like couple of weeks. The other teachers would be there to help me and guide me, and then eventually I was in the class for myself, which was good. The kids, because I'm a new teacher and because I'm a foreign teacher, the kids like me and they would do what I say. So the first weeks were really good, and obviously because I don't have that much experience I need to keep on practicing, and I'm always learning new teaching techniques every single day, because it's just from being a new teacher, not knowing how to handle kids, not knowing how to handle every single situation. Like sometimes, what happened? Okay, I think the most like alarming thing that happened to me was actually the beginning of this week. One of the kids in my class started to cry because he didn't get a turn to like come up to the board, because there was nothing else to do. So I was like, okay, next one can be you, and then he didn't understand. So he started to cry, which is a common problem whenever, you know, there's a slight language barrier, because me saying to him, okay, you can be next, I don't know if he understood or not, because obviously me not speaking Chinese, I can't translate phrases into Chinese, so he got really upset. So that was a whole kind of commotion kind of thing. So yeah. Just learning how to handle different kinds of situations is new to me. I'm learning new things all the time and improving. And one thing I've discovered, that last week I thought that I really like to teach the older kids, because they have a higher level of English. The kids with the higher levels of English are way easier for me to teach, because I can give them direction, I can say things to them, give them commands, and they understand. So it's so easy, and it's really relaxed, and I don't have to raise my voice as much. I don't have to think, oh my god, how can I make sure they understand this? It's easy, I like it. And then with younger kids, especially the kindergarten kids, I found the most challenging actually is teaching the kindergarten kids, and it's not because of their age that I can't relate to them, because I love kindergarten kids, they're so cute, but it's the style of teaching that my training centre wants us to do for kindergarten kids. They want loads of actions and loads of personality and loads of jumping about, and that is not my teaching style. Well, not at the minute. Okay, so my camera just died, and I swear this happens in like every other video that I have. My camera has to die. I need to be more organised, but I never really plan whenever I'm going to make a video. I'm never like, okay, today is the day I'm going to make a video. Today is Saturday, so I'm going to make a video. No, it just kind of happens sporadically. I have some energy, I'm like, okay, I want to talk about this on camera, so I do a video, and my camera is never usually fully charged. So yeah, I've just had my dinner. I had banana and some dates and some peanut butter and some watermelon, and some seaweed. So that was my dinner, really random. But yeah, had some dinner, watched some YouTube videos, let my camera charge, and I'm back. So I think I left off saying about kindergarten. So the kindergarten kids are they're so young, they're like 4 or 5 years old, and really their class is all about fun, it's all about emphasis, it's all about using your actions and using your body language to teach them, and it's something that's like a new experience for me. It's something that I haven't really had to do before. So the whole class is a massive like song and dance, really. Like the teacher is basically an entertainer, like a dancing monkey basically. Like you have to do all these kind of things. Like it's just, whenever I first saw like one of my teachers doing the demo, like showing me like how to teach kindergarten kids, I was like sitting like, oh my gosh, do they expect me to like act exactly like that? Like literally like have to be like the class entertainer, and you have to stand up and do like a big song. It's called like the warm-up, the alphabet warm-up, every time, and it lasts like 20 minutes, and you have to do the letters of the alphabet. Like you have to be like A, and obviously more enthusiastic like than that, and be like, A is for apple, A is for apple, and like do all this massive dance and like do all this crazy things. And the first couple of weeks, like I'm not gonna lie, the first like 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I felt super uncomfortable when I had to do it, and I was so bad at it because I just felt so awkward, especially whenever other teachers were watching me. I just felt like, oh my god, this is so bad. And the first couple of weeks I couldn't do it by myself. I needed like one of the other teachers to help me, and to help me remember all of the actions, like the letters and all this kind of thing, and to help me just come out of my shell, because I'm usually quite a reserved kind of person. I don't like to do like massive actions and body languages and like emphasis and like shouting and all of this kind of stuff, so it's taken me a while to get used to it. I think this is the most challenging thing that I've had to do as an English teacher so far, is just like really come out of my shell. But actually the last couple of kindergarten lessons that I've had have been way better. Like I did one this evening, and I think it's my best one I've ever did. I really did come out of my shell more and had more like better body language, better interactions with the kids. I was more like upbeat and more bubbly, which is hard to do at the time of day that the kindergarten classes are run as well, because I'm up from like 7 o'clock in the morning, and then the kindergarten class is maybe at 6 o'clock at night or something like that. Sometimes late, no, never later, like 6 o'clock at night. So it's like the end of the day and I'm so tired. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, so tired. Okay, it's time for the kindergarten class. I have to wake up. And it's so hard to just get the energy and try and be enthusiastic and excited. But yeah, today was better, so I think I'm improving every time. I just need to just give it all of my effort, and because I really want to be able to teach them. I really want to be able to teach them. I don't want to have to like always have like a co-teacher with me to help me. But I think I am proving that I can do it. Each time I do learn something new, and then I'll take it with me to the next lesson and be like, okay, last time I didn't do this, so this time I need to do this, this and this. So yeah, it's a learning experience. So if you're an English teacher in any country, can you relate to this? Can you relate to having to adapt to new situations, new ways of teaching you maybe have felt uncomfortable with, but you're always able to adapt? I've had to adapt to a lot of different things, ways of teaching and ways of dealing with students. Obviously every school, every education centre has different ways they like to teach, different rules, different things that are acceptable, different things that aren't acceptable, and really it's just kind of letting it all sink in. I've been here, what's the date today? 13th, oh my gosh. So I actually arrived, okay, tomorrow will be a month that I've been in China, so I've nearly been teaching for a month, and I'm starting to get settled in now. but there is still things that I need to work on. For example, the first couple of weeks when I was teaching the kids, everything was fine. They listened to me because I'm a new teacher and I'm new and like interesting and a foreign teacher, so they're really like happy and really excited to interact with me and answer my questions. But now actually this week I have noticed that the kids kind of, it's harder to get them to listen to me. Firstly, I think it's maybe me because I'm kind of a softie. Like, I'm always smiley and I don't like to shout at them. I don't think my facial expressions, like I cannot do an angry facial expression when I'm in the classroom. If I try to be angry, I'll always end up like smiling or laughing, so I don't think they don't see me as a strict teacher. So today especially I actually got really frustrated, and yesterday I had a speaking class of 12-year-old students, and I've had a couple of lessons with them, and I like my lessons to be relaxed. I don't want to be, I have in my head that I don't want to be the kind of teacher that's always like shouting and really strict and unrelatable and okay, sit down, open your book and do this and blah blah blah. I like to be like friendly, and the students can ask me questions if they want. They can, you know, have some freedom. So maybe that wasn't the best way to go about things in my first couple of weeks, because now the students kind of take it for granted, and I'm trying to be like, okay, this is blah blah, look at the board, and they're all like sitting talking to each other, and I have to like raise my voice and be like, everyone be quiet, everyone listen, and it's just really exhausting having to do that like maybe like 50 times in a lesson. I'm not even joking, the amount of times that I ask individual students to be quiet, look at the board, to be quiet, and then it's really annoying when they speak to each other in Chinese, so I don't understand what they're saying. They could be saying anything, they could be saying something about me, and I'm sure they're not, because they're all nice students, but I never know what they're saying, so it just frustrates me. And yesterday I just lost my patience, like in my head. Like, I would never like physically lose my patience and like do anything stupid, but I was just like, yesterday I was at the point of giving up. I was like, these students are not listening to me. We were learning about families, and so I made conversation cards, and I thought, okay, it'll be a nice idea to have a break from writing. We can all sit down in a circle, and everyone can have a card and read the question to someone else in the group, and someone can answer it. So we started, it worked well, the first conversation card, and then when it came to the second person to read their card, he kept on saying stupid things, like not reading the question on the card. He would ask his friend, oh, the card says, who are you going to marry? The card says this, the card says that, and I was like, no, read what's on your card. What does it say on your card? What does it say on your card? And he kept on just being really annoying. And then whenever he eventually did read what was on the card, no one could hear him because everyone else was talking. So I was like, okay, everyone be quiet and listen. Everyone be quiet and listen. So it lasted for like 1 second, and as soon as he's tried to ask his question, everyone would talk again. So I gave it like 5 minutes of attempting to get them to settle and to get them to do it, but they didn't do it. So eventually I was just like, okay, everyone stand up, give me your card and go and sit down. That was me kind of losing my temper. I was like, not losing my temper, but I was like, okay, everyone stand up, give me your card, sit back down, we're going to do some writing. And then they were like, oh, no, and I was like, no, tough. So that was I think that's the strictest I've ever been in a lesson, because I hate like punishing kids and hate being bossy and horrible, because no one wants to be disliked. But yeah, it was just really, really stressful for me. And then today as well, I had a class that was the same. I think they're like 10 years old today. Yeah, it was. These kids today were like 10 years old. And again, they were just so unsettled, talking all the time, and I was like, okay, we read the book. There was some kids that were not reading. They were just playing with their pencil or talking to each other or making stupid noises. The thing that really annoys me is whenever people make stupid noises, they just really annoy me. I'm like, be quiet, no silly noises, we need to look at this and blah blah blah. And it's just so hard to control every student in the class. Like, I don't know how to handle it. So obviously I'm like speaking to the teachers and asking for their tips, so hopefully I can try some new techniques next time in the class. But yeah, that's the thing. I think I'm just gonna have to try new techniques and see what works. Obviously I hope eventually I will find a technique that will work in each of my classes, so when I say be quiet, if I want them to be quiet and listen, they will actually do it. But right now I'm just like, oh my gosh, what can I say to make them do the work? And it's so annoying because it takes up so much time, it takes up so much of the lesson to wait for everyone who is focused, because I can't leave one kid behind if they're not doing anything. Like today in one of my lessons, one of the kids, we'd read a book and I wrote down the key words and they have to copy it into their books because there's going to be a test on it next week. I was like, okay, so everyone needs to copy down these keywords. Everyone wrote down the keywords except one girl. And I asked her, I'm not even kidding, I asked her about 10 times. I was like, look, you need to get your pen and write the keywords. And I even wrote one of them in her book for her. And she was like, okay. So she'd write one letter and then she'd just start messing around, making funny noises, swinging on her chair, getting up and walking around the classroom. And she wouldn't write the keywords. So all the other kids were finished. And she was there with like one word written and all the other kids had written like 6. So in that situation I don't know what to do. Like, it's not up to me to write the keywords in her book for her. Like, I don't know, it's just so stressful sometimes. It's like, and then it makes me worried, like, how would a different teacher handle this? Am I like doing the right thing? So yeah, that is my experience of teaching so far. Obviously I'm not a very experienced teacher, so maybe this is why I'm having these kinds of issues. If any of you have any tips for me, or if you have, I know actually some of my subscribers have taught English in places, like I think one of my subscribers who comments sometimes has taught in India, so it would be really helpful if you have any tips or experience in similar situations, getting kids to listen to you and pay attention, then please write in the comments below. So yeah, I hope this video was interesting and maybe helpful for you if you're thinking about teaching abroad. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos and I'll see you next time. Bye!